Foul is called on number 1, Emma Felt, her first, her 15th, at the line, number 2, Janira.
Sorry for our technical difficulties with our audio from earlier, but we have basketball coverage back on BEC-TV, and girls basketball tonight. We're about midway through the first half, 9:21 remaining in the first half. Jefferson trailing Benilde 14-10. Alongside our crew, this is Josh Powers. We're hoping to be joined by Daniel Trummel here shortly as soon as we get our second mic working, but you'll have to deal with just me for right now as Benilde misses both free throws. Benilde coming in with a record of 1-2, Jefferson 0-2, and they've just got to within one on a three-pointer by Emily Roach. That's her second three of the game, the leading scorer for Jefferson. Number 14 is trying to help Jefferson come back here from an early deficit. That won't help, though. A fast break basket by Tyrena Relaford for Benilde, and they have a three-point lead back. Relaford has 6 points to lead the Red Knights. Quick inside pass. Jefferson cannot finish. Strong rebound, though, by Angelina Chappell on the inside for Jefferson, as they will get it back on the alternate possession. Benilde is led by as many as 6 here in the first half. Jefferson, a very young, both teams very young. Benilde just 1 senior, Jefferson only has 2. Here's a three-pointer from the wing short. Chappell the rebound, but it's blocked inside by Lindsay Layton, one of the co-captains for the Red Knights. She's only a junior, but with just 1 senior. They have underclassmen co-captains, including the 9th grader Olivia Olson. Roach another 3. She's the daughter of head coach Paul Roach for Jefferson. And really they need her. She already has 8 points for Jefferson, but they need her to be scoring in a big way if they hope to compete in the Metro West this year and tonight. Second foul there on Emily Roach, 5th on the Jaguars with 8.5 minutes left in the first half. Benilde led by Olivia Olson. She is the freshman. We saw her last year, not out there now, but scored 15 in the most recent game for Benilde, a loss to Minnetonka. And a travel on the inside, good defense by Roach with 2 fouls. That was a critical whistle there to go in the Jaguars' favor. Let's bring in Daniel Trummel now. Daniel, great to be with you tonight.
Yeah, great to be with you. No matter the way I'm here, through a headset, through a microphone, I'm just glad to be reporting basketball again.
It should be out to Jefferson. That was deflected. They're going to change this, I believe. That was clearly deflected by the Red Knights on the way out. And the one official coming over to try to help out, and they're going to change it. They're a good call to get that one correct, Daniel.
Yeah, in this one possession game, all those calls count, Josh. So now they're hoping to run a good inbound pass here.
Tough interior pass, though. Not much that Chappell can do with that one, and this one will go back to Benilde on the alternate possession.
Seems like it's been like that the whole game, Josh. It's been pretty sloppy half for both teams, seems like.
Both these teams have struggled to score this year, Daniel, so defense is going to be critical. And this jump ball will go back to Jefferson. These teams split the series last year, each team winning at home.
Yeah, but now you could argue that home court advantage isn't that much of an advantage anymore, as you can almost hear a pin drop at any given time now on the court.
A select number of fans here. Look at Abby Jo Nelson, coast to coast, but can't finish. Benilde has been doing well when getting out in the break, and they're doing it again here. That one off the side of the backboard, though, as Jefferson can't quite claim the loose ball. Now do. Good effort play there by Carolyn Heeman. the sophomore for Jefferson.
Yeah, if I'm Jefferson right now, I'm just going to take a deep breath. It seems like it should be more than one possession, but it really isn't. 16-13, take a deep breath and get back into your offense.
Three-pointer, no good by Simone Clay, and a Jaguar foul underneath. That's the 6th foul on Jefferson, so Benilde will be in the bonus the rest of the way with 7:05 left. In the first half, the Red Knights leading by 3 here in our season opening coverage of basketball here on BEC-TV. You see the players in masks, just like we saw in hockey earlier this week. It's a key stretch here for Jefferson. Benilde's Olivia Olsen is on the sideline right now, so you'd like to cut into that deficit. And instead, Relaford will go back to the free throw line. Benilde's been the team here, Daniel, that has gotten the ball on the inside much better in this game than Jefferson.
Yeah, they really have, and at the line, Relaford here has done a great job already with 6 points and has drawn a lot of fouls here. And I was going to say capitalizing on her free throws right there. She's in and out right there.
Yeah, Benilde is missing some opportunities here at the line. They are just 2 out of 8 from the line so far in this game.
And when you're in the bonus, as it's 3 for 9 now, Josh, but when you're in the bonus for 7 minutes left in this game, you're going to have to make those free throws if you want to take advantage of the game.
I had them one short, 4 out of 10 for Benilde, but still not very good here in the first half. Abby Jo Nelson with the left hand, didn't get enough angle on it. Benilde pushing the tempo again. Sophia Coleman in, but can't finish. Benilde's not only missed a lot of free throws, but a bunch of looks inside as well. Jefferson fortunate to only be down 4 in this game. They've struggled to get good looks offensively. Here's a runner off glass for Rachel Hall.
Yeah, great shot there by the senior, as it was when the shot's there that she's going to take it, and that was a good bank shot off the free throw. That's exactly the shot that your coach wants to see as well, Josh.
Hall, a key player on the soccer team from this fall, but can't stop that drive. Relaford again with 8 points now.
Yeah, she's been huge, and she is getting it all inside the paint this game, as Jefferson's doing it all on outside the arc, as that's the 3rd three-pointer.
Carolyn Heeman for 3, correction, 9 points for Relaford. But that Heeman 3 brings Jefferson back to within 1.
As Benilde's doing more of the interior offensive playing. Jefferson slowly cutting into this lead now, only down by 1, and they're doing it in the perimeter.
Good defense by Hall, undersized in the post. You see they're trying to get it into Lindsay Layton. Hall very pesky down there. And this is where Benilde struggles, especially with Olsen out right now. Where do they go for offense?
Yeah, you're hoping for an offense inside still, but right now Jefferson's shutting that entirely down in a good man-to-man defense.
Give and go, may have been a travel. They get away with it. Relaford short jumper left it short. Ball pinballs around. It'll go back to Benilde.
Yeah, a couple missed calls in this first half, I think, Josh, as there's a couple travel calls missed, carries.
Yeah, Jefferson had an obvious carry that was not called, so maybe that was a little payback for that miss a few minutes ago. Meanwhile, Olsen's still on the bench. I wonder if may have missed it. She might have 2 fouls here, Daniel. Otherwise, it's pretty inexplicable for Benilde to sit her for this length of time, how important she is.
Yeah, when you're watching this first half, the offense is obviously built around her as a good steal by Peters, but this offense is built around Olsen as she plays almost every position for them.
Nice back cut to Roach, an excellent feed across, but they can't finish.
Good find there by Roach, was unselfish as it looks like a player's down for Benilde in their backcourt.
And that's Lindsay Layton, the junior captain. Sophia Coleman's the only senior for Benilde. We've seen her. She's a starter number 2. Jefferson's kind of weathered this storm. They took an early timeout here, Daniel. Benilde was kind of on a run, got up by 6 points, but you mentioned that the three-pointers keeping Jefferson in at 4 three-pointers, a majority of their points. I don't know if that's a good formula to live and die by, Daniel, but in this game it figures to be low scoring. Jefferson may be able to hang in there with the long ball.
Yeah, well, when you look at even college basketball in the NBA now, they always say you live or die by the three. And so right now they're living, but how long can they live is a real question. I think they should continue to run that very high pressure man-to-man defense as Layton thankfully gets up pretty quickly. But if you continue to pressure them inside where their forte is, I think offense is just going to flow just fine off of momentum.
Yeah, there was Paul Roach there in that Columbia blue sweater for Jefferson, their head coach. And on the other side, you see there in the white mask, that's Mike Swan in that, call it a dark gray sweater there in your background, the head coach for Benilde. So Red Knights by 1 with the ball. Getting late here in this first half, just over 4 minutes left. And Olivia Olson still on the bench for the Red Knights. It's Brooklyn Miller.
Just trying to get into the mind of Benilde here, thinking why they are benching Olson here, and it may be resting her for the whole second half. And as a good paint score there by Benilde, but maybe you're saving her for the whole second half.
Yeah, not sure they were able to get an offensive rebound to get an easy basket to put them up by 3. Jania Wright with that offensive putback. Carolyn Heeman with a nice drive, and she goes off the window.
I want to almost say Benilde's running a 2-3 right now as there's some misassignments. There's another steal here.
Heeman with the steal ahead to Rachel Hall. And couldn't keep it on, or couldn't keep it out of play, I should say.
And that's a common theme this first half. A lot of fast break opportunities, lots of turnovers. And no team's really taking advantage of that.
And this pressure has helped Jefferson too, as we see Olivia Olson, the freshman, coming back in, number 1 for Benilde. She scored 15 against Minnetonka last time out, but this pressure has really helped Jefferson get back in this game. And Olson, the book on her, Daniel, you got to make her go left. If she goes to her right, very difficult to defend.
Yeah, she's really good. Playmaking, scoring, you name it. She's dropped some really good passes. Her teammates, though, have not finished for her.
Tough pass into Heeman. Abby Jo Nelson may have been better off just shooting that three-pointer there. She was wide open, but Jefferson fortunate to keep it. They have a chance to take the lead here with 3:03 left in the first half. It would be their first lead, Daniel, since the opening couple minutes.
That'd
they
be
led
huge
2-0.
Entering the second half, grabbing a lead, getting momentum, because Benilde's not going to just stick around and let you boss them around. They're going to be a tough opponent. They're going to start pressuring you, and you got to take advantage when they're not, as a turnover by Jefferson.
Here's Olson in that open court, pulling up for the long 2, left it short. And Wright the rebound, and it's going to be a 2-shot foul for Jania Wright. Benilde enjoying, it's not a huge height advantage, Daniel, but when you have Olivia Olson in the game, she really plays a guard, but she's one of the tallest players on the court, if not the tallest, so when she's in there, Benilde certainly enjoys a height advantage.
For sure, as Benilde misses the free throw here, it's tough to assign a person onto her, as Chapel comes into the game and she's almost the same height as her, and I don't think they're gonna put Chapel on Olson, as it's such a hard assignment to guard.
No, it's been Emily Roach so far, and she's done a pretty good job. Olson only 4 points in this first half, so they've done well on her. Meanwhile, the struggles continue from the free throw line as Benilde misses another pair. 4 out of 12 now, the Red Knights from the line. Into Chapel, off the window, and Jefferson has the lead back.
That's the bread and butter right there for Jefferson. Chapel's never gonna miss inside of 5 feet right there, and a good set play as Jefferson actually gets off the pressure now with the lead.
Good cut to the elbow, misses it short though. Chapel the rebound.
Another rebound for Chapel, as now Jefferson's turning on the Jets.
It's Emma Felt slowing it down. Another tough pass. Jefferson needs to make sure these passes, too many of them are being tipped and intercepted. Relaford kicks it out wide open 2 for Wright, is no good.
Benilde's points have mainly come from the free throw line and inside the paint, while Jefferson is out of the 3-point line. So Benilde, they're testing their perimeter luck, but not meant to be there.
Good pump fake there from Carolyn Heeman. Ball out of play as Roach comes out. So she played a good chunk with 2 fouls and did not pick up the third. That is so important for Jefferson. will likely sit for the last 152.
That's huge because she is a big factor on defense, and not only defense, on the offensive side as well, a great two-way player for Jefferson.
They leave Heeman open. Can't make him pay with the 3, and Wright the rebound.
She's already made one. She was taking a little rhythm shot right there. Unfortunately, it rims out.
You'll take that look, though, if you're Jefferson. Here's Sophia Coleman, the lone senior. Great defense by Chappell.
What a block by Chappell and a good outlet pass to get on a fake.
Oh,
right
look
there.
at Felt! A scoop shot to get it around Olivia Olson.
Great ball fake right there to get a wide open lay-in in the paint.
Jefferson has their largest lead and nearly another block for Chappell.
Oh man, I don't know about that one, Josh. That's a very questionable call. That's one of many this first half. As that would have been Chappell's 3rd block.
They've let more contact than that go at times, but Chappell does pick up her 2nd. And Benilde again. My goodness. They're a young team, but
they're called free throws.
Yes.
For a reason, as they should be free.
It's not the first time you've been introduced to that concept. She misses them both, and they compound that with an over-the-back foul, does Benilde.
I have a feeling I know what Benilde's going to be talking about in this halftime break, and it's going to be free throws, as they would be up by at least 10 points right now if they've made all their free throws.
4 out of 14 from the free throw line for the Red Knights. Jefferson has their largest lead of the game so far as we're coming up on the final minute of play. This one out on Coleman.
Yeah, Benilde now sending pressure, easily broken, however, so I think Jefferson needs to take advantage of that sloppy press defense by Benilde.
The lob in, not a good pass though, off target.
Yeah, you can see her Chappell calling for it. She knows she's got the height advantage, and she's automatic inside 5 feet, so it's not a bad call out for Chappell.
Under a minute now for the first half. Jefferson by 3 after trailing most of the half. There's Olivia Olson trying to go to her left. Nice move to the baseline and draws the foul. So they're
another foul.
Showing you the versatility, Daniel. She's gone right so many times. Jefferson overplays her a little bit. She shows you the left hand there.
Yeah, she goes up to the line now. She's made 2 for 2 at the line. Tonight is now 3 for 3. I think the Benilde coach right there was telling them about a new type of defense that they'll be running, whether it's press or switching to man-to-man. But
have to think number 1 in white's going to be a popular player when it comes to college coaches here in just a couple years. Only a freshman, and she has a very bright future. And Jefferson knows maybe not who not to foul if it gets in a tight game here late in the second half. She is 4 out of 4. The rest of the team just 2 out of 12 from the line.
Yeah, she plays a huge impact on the court. That's a good steal by Benilde, but look at how fast she is.
Breaking away to the bucket and the left-handed finish for Olson, starting to heat up. And the Red Knights have the lead back with just 22 seconds left. And another turnover. Play compounds it with a foul, and you see how important Emily Roach is to Jefferson, Daniel, this late run without her, and look, number 14 right back in there to close out this half for the Jaguars.
Yeah, and it looks like they're instantly pressuring her at the front court, and a tough frustration foul there by Clay, but if I'm Jefferson, you need to somehow crack this press defense. That was basically just made up just at a free throw line, so
18.9 seconds left. Relaford's had a really nice first half, 9 points, but she's 1 out of 4 from the line so far. 2-shot foul. This one good for Relaford. Red Knights on a 5-0 run to close this half, and Olivia Olson comes out. Only had 1 foul. Relaford makes them both.
looks like a timeout is called here.
So timeout taken. A full timeout by the Jaguars. Late push here for the Red Knights. Jefferson, just too many turnovers in this first half. Daniel, the threes have kept them in it. The defense has been pretty good in the half court for Jefferson, but where they've struggled, those turnovers leading to rushes up court and a lot of free throws for the Red Knights in this first half.
Yeah, ultimately, you got to stop the ball. When they're on a fast break, when Benilde's on a fast break, you got to tell your teammates ball, ball, ball. And like I said, it was pretty quiet here in the court. It should be pretty loud for communication standpoint for both teams. So I think both teams can head into half looking at that.
Jefferson 0-2 on the season. They're coming off of a close 5-point loss at St. Louis Park last time out. Benilde 1-2. Both teams have a 40-point loss, by the way. Jefferson lost to Edina. Benilde lost to Chaska. Benilde does have a win against Orono, and last time out a 17-point loss to Minnetonka.
Watch out here out of the huddle. Roach just drew up a play for someone to go deep.
There's Roach off a nice screen, has some space, finds Felt, and able to keep it alive. No, just momentarily. So another Jaguar turnover.
Yep, and Roach always pretty good on those inbound calls that we've seen throughout the past years of him coaching here, and it was a good design. Felt was open down on the opposite baseline, so I would not.
And a turnover on Benilde as Wright did not establish before she touched that ball.
I'd like to know how many turnovers have been occurred this first half by both teams.
Double digits for both, I would say. Olivia Olson comes out. She came in for that offensive series. She does have 2 fouls. She'll exit quickly. So both teams looking like they're going to get their star player to the second half with only 2 fouls. Meanwhile, last chance for Jefferson, under 10 in the half. It's Felt driving in. Chappell hands it to Roach. Her 3 in and out. And it will go back to Benilde with 0.3 of a second remaining.
Bolt's 3 right there by Roach. She should continue to shoot as she's leading the team in points. Not only that, she's got the hot hand from the perimeter.
In the end of the first half, Benilde led for most of the half. Daniel, Jefferson briefly took a lead, 24-21. The Red Knights, though, end the half on a 6-0 run.
Yeah, that run basically contained of free throws and fast break points. And so if I'm Jefferson heading into the locker room, I'm going to primarily look at what can I do to stop ball on fast breaks, and how can I contain the foul trouble for my star players.
Jefferson looking for their first win of the year in our first basketball game of 2021, but it's the Red Knights leading by 3 at halftime. Daniel and I will be back for second half coverage. Girls basketball from Jefferson High School. Stick around on BEC-TV. Welcome back to Jefferson High School. There's the halftime score, 27-24. Benilde leads over Jefferson alongside our crew and alongside Daniel Trumbull. Josh Powers with you. Benilde starts with possession to start the second half. The Red Knights on a 6-0 run after Jefferson got to its largest lead of the game, which has been 3. Benilde's led most of the way thanks to the 11 from Relaford and 8 from Olivia Olsen, and on the inside, Mackenzie Wells with her first basket of the game, coming at a good time for Benilde.
Yeah, and it looks like Jefferson switched to a zone defense here, and whoever's covering the middle looks like got a little lazy, let a little backcourt cut right to the basket, and a good finish through contact.
Benilde started the game 4 out of 12 from the line. They hit their last 4 and now 5 in a row, so maybe they're starting to get those free throws figured out. They were 8 out of 16 in the first half. Still not great, but they've made 5 in a row.
And the big thing that's keeping Jefferson in this game is the miss at the line. And
How
a good
about
finish.
that? Carolyn Heeman with a heave. Maybe should have been an and one. From the corner, Benilde's yet to make a 3 in this game. Look at Emily Roach fighting for it, and she'll get a jump ball. It'll go back to the Jaguars. Roach leads Jefferson in this game with 8 points, all in the first half. Carolyn Heeman now with 7.
The majority of those points for both of those players are from the perimeter. And so if Jefferson wants to continue to stay in this game, they really shouldn't have to depend on that three-pointer.
Jefferson only attempted 4 free throws in the first half compared to Benilde's 16, made 3 of them. Backing in, Chappell somehow did not stay down. And a jump ball, good job by Heeman to tie it up. At least Jefferson will get the next arrow.
Yeah, another jump ball, Josh. This is a lot of, you could almost say, sloppy play in this game already, as lots of jump balls, lots of turnovers.
Whichever team cleans that up will probably win this game. Jefferson, if they can cut down on their turnovers, they'll have a great chance. But look at that drive by Sophia Coleman.
Yeah, good finish there. Makes it her 6th point, and she's done a good job going to the rim.
Benilde's matched their largest lead of the game at 6. Emily Roach drawing contact. Free throws coming for Roach.
And if Jefferson wants to win this game, they're going to have to do what Benilde did in that first half, and that's drawing fouls. But this time, I think in the second half, they want to actually make the free throws and try to go 100% this half.
Yeah, Roach, a very good free throw shooter. Very good everything for Jefferson. We've seen her play Olivia Olsen on defense despite being much shorter. She's done a great job. Leads them in points, now with 9.
Only one foul to go along with that. Good job containing Olsen.
Now into double figures. Roach, she had 26 against Benilde last year in the game Jefferson beat the Red Knights. Nice pickup by Olsen. Step back 3, no.
As you see, Jefferson is immediately setting pressure on Olsen right in the front court. That's a good steal.
What a steal by Olsen, showing you the hops. Got it across, and it's another and one for Mackenzie Wells. But what a play from Olivia Olsen. Looked like it was going to be Jefferson bucket the other way. Olsen said,
Yeah, the amount of attention that Olsen gets just dribbling the ball causes Jefferson to spill out and let a wide open Red Knight in the paint for an easy deuce and one.
Free throw rattles out. Back to Jefferson. That was a 4-point turnaround. That was going to be an easy layup for Emily Roach if that pass got over the arms of Olsen. Instead, she grabbed it and found Wells for the N1 chance.
Wouldn't be surprised if this is the same play entering half where one person flares out the outside, but not there.
Abby Jo Nelson, quiet game for Jefferson. Another steal by Olsen. Pump fake, missed the shot, and the rebound. Wells having a strong start to this second half. This is their 3rd trip to the line already.
Looks like Jaguars are sleeping entering this second half, but that's another foul for Jefferson here. If they want to win this game, they're going to have to cut down the fouls.
3 fouls already on Jefferson in the first 2 minutes of this half.
The saving grace is that free throw line, Josh.
Benilde now 9 out of 19 from the charity stripe. That was the third foul too, though, on Emily Roach for Jefferson, so she exits. Another miss. They made 5 in a row, now they've missed 3 in a row. Clay to Abby Jo Nelson.
Benilde asking for a call here.
Another Jaguar turnover, a 3-on-0 for the Red Knights and an easy lay-in for Relaford.
If I'm Jefferson, I might have to call a timeout here. You just need to take a deep breath, relax yourself, and go back to your good basketball you were playing.
They struggle so much without Roach, and there's the timeout you were asking for.
In this huddle, Josh, I'm thinking that they're going to talk about just relaxing and going back to the offense, as Roach was calling 4-4. That's going to be the main offense they're going to be running, where I think they're going to try to isolate Chapel in the paint, because it's been automatic for her in the first half inside 5 feet.
36-28, Benilde's largest lead of the game. The story for Jefferson is turnovers. As much as Benilde's helped them with missed free throws, the Jaguars, especially without Emily Roach in there, really struggle offensively. And you just wonder if Paul Roach, I think right now, Daniel, I know there's still 14 minutes left in this game. I think you need to leave Roach in there. Really the only chance, not the only chance, but without her, if you sit her for 5 more minutes, their chance of winning this game drastically go down, in my opinion.
I think it's about the 2 X factors, and that's Roach and Olsen. If Olsen's in, Roach is in. If Olsen's out, you can rest Roach, but as complete opposite of what I just said just happened, Olsen's out there. So don't be surprised if Benilde's gonna just make Olsen their primary ball handler and building their offense around here.
They get it into Simone Clay, who assumes the point guard duties for Jefferson with Roach out there.
Jefferson needs to realize they're in his zone, and their zone offense is going to come from the middle and drawing the defense to the inside and hitting outside threes.
There's that free throw line, inside out, open 3, Peters!
That's how you do it. That's exactly what you need to do if you are Jefferson. You have the hot hand on the perimeter. They're going to keep on going in.
Olsen dumps it down inside. Beautiful pass. Another bucket on the interior for Wells.
That dynamic duo there of Olsen and Wells, the only way it can be stopped is a good switch defense for Jefferson.
That zone lasted all of 1 possession, Daniel. They go back to the man-to-man D. Another steal. It's Wright going to the basket, and Benilde now up by 9.
Another steal for Wright. I think that might be 4 steals for her already this game. Pretty incredible.
Chapel at the elbow, not ready to make a move
Yeah,
there.
good
Repost.
crossover there.
Gets to the left and a bucket.
That's what you need to do if you're Jefferson. Running zone, you're going to hit those outside shots, but why not make it easy for yourself and an easy deuce by Chapel?
Fast break chance. Wells back to the free throw line again. Foul on Chapel. I love that repost, Daniel. That's great patience by Chapel. She was a little bit too far out away from the basket the first time she touched it. Instead of forcing up maybe a bad shot or a turnover, good patience there. Kick it back to the exterior, repost, and she was able to get it off the window.
Yeah, as the free throw is good here. Chapel with the foul there. Pretty questionable call. It looked like her arms were straight up, and they really don't want Chapel out of this game because she's a big defensive leader and good rebounder for the offensive and defensive
The reason
side.
she's out is that's her 4th foul. So Roach back in the lineup, by the way, with just 3 fouls. And Jefferson turns it over again.
You got to cut out those sloppy plays. You're not going to be able to cut into this lead if you're going to keep on making sloppy plays.
Olsen gets to her right, hand check foul, and that's the 5th team foul on Jefferson. So Benilde creeping near the bonus already with 13:45 remaining in this game.
I don't think you can make this a double-digit lead already, Josh, as it might be getting out of control already for Jefferson. cut down the fouls, relax, and I think it might be all fine.
Olsen past Abby Jo Nelson for the basket. Olivia Olsen now with 10.
Yep, easy bucket, penetrated the defense right there. A nice easy deuce as Roach breaks her ankles.
Oh, it hits the three, Emily Roach.
Stone cold. Splash from three. Great crossover to separate. Lots of room.
That's one of the, if you're
Add
playing.
that to your highlight reel,
Yeah.
right?
Olsen a miss. And Peters fights for the rebound. Felt in the open court. Little stutter step. Blocked though by Olsen.
Yeah, on the offensive and defensive side, she's a huge presence for Benilde.
Look at Olsen spinning. Can't get the basket though.
And it's
It'll
off of two Jaguars right there. See, good post move right there by the point guard, you could say, but I want to see that replay of Emily's three. A great crossover move. Almost looked like I was watching Steph Curry in his Golden State uniform.
I was gonna say if Emily Roach was a little more rude, she would have stared at the defender in disgust for falling down.
I would have resolved in the ref raising a tee, not for a timeout, but for a technical foul.
Jefferson fortunate here. Not only did that basket not go in somehow, they're able to get it back off the deflection. Only down by 7, Jefferson here.
Everyone on the floor for Jefferson can handle the ball, which is huge for the defense that Benilde is running.
Inside Peters, little jump hook. No. Good set, though, by the Jaguars.
Yeah, you need to keep on doing that. Those inside shots will fall in.
Relaford pump fake. Couldn't get it to drop.
Lucky basket for Jefferson right now from Benilde's side. The ball has fallen over, and it looks like it's going to be a defensive foul here.
Good job by Simone Clay setting up that screen, and Sophia Coleman just kind of ran her over. So foul on Benilde. Rachel Hall back in for Clay. 12 minutes, 13 seconds remaining. Benilde's been up by as many as 9. Lead by 7 now. Missed by Roach.
Yeah, just touching on Hall and Peters, 2 of 2 seniors.
Look at
Great
that.
pass.
Bounce pass from Olivia Olsen, but Coleman couldn't finish.
Threaded the needle right to another Red Knight who looked like wasn't even ready for that pass.
Felt, they leave her open. Can't make the 3 though.
Off the back iron. Benilde can't let those people open as
Olsen, she might need to calm down a little bit. She's been forcing some shots and plays. Getting rebound help though. Relaford that time. Bounces around. Coleman, she couldn't find the handle.
hot potato playing right now as no one's boxing out for Jefferson, it looks like.
Felt open court. Finds a cutting Peters and
Talk
she
about hot
tumbles it away.
potato, yeah. Ball is just being flown around the whole court. Wouldn't be surprised to see a half-court press maybe here by Jefferson as they're trying to eliminate this lead and not letting it get out of control.
Looks like a 1-2-2 setup right now for Jefferson. Hall decided not to gamble for the steal. Now the Jaguars in his zone. Benilde has yet to make a three-pointer, so I don't mind the strategy at all right now if you're Jefferson.
And you're not going to see number 1 in white, Olsen, inside the paint. So if I'm Jefferson, that zone defense is a good call. Good mid-range right there.
If you're Jefferson, you'll live with that shot. It's a long contested 2, but Olsen made it that time.
You almost need to play man-to-man and just have a face guard. Just have a defender just face guarding Olsen the whole time.
Roach settles it down. Jefferson down 9, 10.5 minutes left. Roach blow by. Olsen helps out, and a block. Late whistle.
Yeah,
and a
late
Benilde
call
foul.
right there. Right call, just a little late as Olsen draped over her. So good call there.
I think the official was waiting to see if that went in. Maybe sometimes you don't call the foul, but Roach earns the trip to the free throw line.
And she has been money this game at the free throw line. This is a good This is good for Jefferson to see, as I jinxed it apparently. I might need a knock on our
How
little
dare you.
booth down here at the court.
First miss for Roach from the line. 13 points so far for Emily Roach.
Cutting into this lead, I think Jefferson needs to make every free throw opportunity they can, as lots of fouls already, 7 minutes into this half. 3 on Benilde and 5 on Jefferson.
Olivia Olson just picked up her third, so she exits. Time is right now for Jefferson if they want to get back into this game. They're down 8. They stay with the 1-2-2 press.
If I am Coach Roach for Jefferson, I'm telling my defenders, attack the person with the ball, as that's what they're doing right now. Forcing a timeout, attack the person with the ball. Their main ball handlers off the court. You can force turnovers, and this is what's going to get you back in this game.
And Mike Swan saw exactly that. His team was in trouble. He calls an appropriate timeout for Benilde. So 45-37 Red Knights here coming up on midway through the second half. Alongside our crew and Daniel Trumbull, Josh Powers with you. Benilde has led the majority of this game. And Jefferson turnovers have been the problem for the Jaguars. Jefferson's hit 5 threes in this game, but Benilde has used a free throw advantage and an inside advantage to build up a lead.
And I almost think you need a flip-flop for the two teams. Jefferson needs to get a good inside game and force Benilde to try to get a perimeter game, as they haven't made a 3 yet this entire game. And if I'm Jefferson, you're really working good inside the paint. Try to get it more inside to Chapel, inside to Peters, and this is what's going to get you back in this game.
So after the timeout, Olsen will stay out for Benilde. Probably won't be out for too long. He only has 3 fouls.
Roach holding the clipboard. Looks like some type of defense is written up.
Much for a half-court trap if Benilde gets us to the
Looks
wing.
like a 1-2-2 zone here, maybe. Forcing the perimeter shots a lot, just asking them to take it.
Brooklyn Miller assuming point guard duties, deflected over to Relaford, fortunately for Benilde.
This is gonna this 1-2-2 is gonna be tough on Jefferson, not only because it is tiring, as you see Felt, Nelson, and Roach run a lot, but it's gonna make you have gambling tendencies the whole game. That's a good steal there.
Yeah, Carolyn Heeman with the steal. Here's Abby Jo Nelson,
Roach
quiet
right
game
now.
for her.
Roach playing off ball right now. Looks like she wants a little pick and fade here.
Wild shot by Nelson, and we'll go back to the Red Knights.
Another big advantage this game has been Benilde on the boards, I feel like, as they've gotten lots of offensive rebounds, and Jefferson getting minimal offensive rebounds this entire game.
Down low, bad pass, a little bit too hot to handle for Wells. Back-to-back turnovers for the Red Knights. Jefferson needs to take advantage. They've got Roach for 3. This one off target though. Heeman the rebound and a foul. The hustle from Carolyn Heeman.
That's what you need to do for Jefferson. Those offensive boards is what's going to win you these games. All these possessions count, whether they're supposed to be for you or not, as it's not a shooting foul actually, Josh, as maybe it should be. That's what Roach is fighting for.
A little surprising. It's the 4th team foul on Benilde. Now Peters in the corner. Open from the free throw line. Carolyn Heeman, why not take that?
Jefferson money from mid-range this game, as same with Benilde. I haven't seen a single mid-range missed, as those high passes right there, you need to turn those over.
Wild attempt, no. Relaford board and a basket and a foul. The ball bouncing Benilde's way here on a wild sequence. Tough one there for the Jaguars. They played pretty good D.
Cooking inside the paint, 14 points this game, as Olsen checks back in the game.
Relaford having quite a night with 15. Left it short. Rebound, though, by Wells. Miller for 3. In and out. And a jump ball to Jefferson. Oh, Brooklyn Miller. That was about a 7:20.
Biggest tease you can imagine right there. Benilde calling out their man. They're going to play man-to-man right now.
Jefferson still only down 8. 8.5 minutes left. Plenty of time for Jefferson. Abby Jo Nelson, too strong. Heeman, another rebound, and a basket and the foul.
2 straight offensive rebounds here by Heeman and one finish this time. She didn't get the shooting foul last time, and she responds in aggressive fashion. What a finish.
How about Heeman now with 11 points? That bounces in and out.
You need to make every free throw if you're Jefferson right now to cut into this lead. It would have been a 5-point differential. Now it is still 6.
One and done there as Abby Jo cleans it up. Jefferson only down 6. See if they can get Roach an open look here for the Jaguars.
I think that's what they're doing here is Felt does the off-ball screen.
Little bump, and they've got to call it as Roach falls down.
Just like that, both teams are now in the bonus. Once another foul is
with the
is
next
called.
foul, you're right. Both teams are at 6, so free throws could be important, and that trend certainly favors Jefferson in this game.
If I'm Benilde, I don't want 14 in blue to be shooting it, and if I'm Jefferson, I don't want 1 in white to be shooting.
Wild shot, Coleman, not a good look. And then Peters can't quite keep it alive.
Good play by Olsen here. Knowing she has no chance to get it, throws it off a Jaguar. It looks like, oh, maybe that was kept
Yeah,
in.
Close. We'll give the official the benefit of the doubt down there.
Oh, no, in high school girls basketball, you don't get a red flag in your pocket to throw the challenge out.
Olsen turns it over. Jefferson on the move. Still just a 6-point game. Feels like it maybe should be larger of a lead for the Red Knights in this game.
Right now they're trying to get Olsen off of Roach here, setting screens, getting the taller defender off as she goes underneath. Once they go underneath right there, you need to look for the three-pointer if you're Roach.
Felt down the lane, and a wild shot.
Yeah, hitting on top of what would be the shot clock right there. It almost went back in.
Olsen, quick heave, maybe too quick. Coleman, scoop shot, no.
The stroke is pretty.
The clock is on the side of the Red Knights right now. They are just taking the first available look each possession, and they've committed a foul. Now Jefferson's in the bonus.
Huge free throws here, Josh, as you can cut it down to 4 points. That would be huge.
A lot of these looks are not good shots. Olivia Olsen, she can get that 17-footer anytime, Danny. You don't need to take it in the first 2 possessions of first 2 seconds of a possession when you have no rebounders underneath either.
Not at all, and when you're playing with 6:50 left, I like to go to my poker hand and play a little Texas Hold'em. Hold'em to trying to cause a turnover and get sloppy.
Courtney Anderson in for Emily Roach. A little defensive substitution here for Paul Roach. Heeman working on a nice night, and she makes them both to pull Jefferson within 4. It's as close as they've been in a long time in this game. Nearly a steal by Felt. Anderson pokes it away.
Yeah, huge free throws made by Heeman there. You got to be careful, though, if you're Jefferson, not to foul Olsen on any of these plays. She is automatic from the line tonight.
Carolyn Heeman now with 13 points for Jefferson. Olsen, good dump down. They get an open 2-pointer, but it's no good. Wright grabs the rebound. Relaford baseline, no. Another chance. That's no good from Wells. On a 4th shot on that possession, finally it's Relaford. Big bucket for the Red Knights.
Jefferson shooting themselves in the foot right now as 3 straight offensive rebounds for Benilde here. That's what's going to kill you if you're Jefferson. You need every possession. Good pick and roll.
Too strong by Peters, but she was fouled, so more free throws for the Jaguars.
Drain both of these. Lead is still 4 points, and I would not press if I'm Jefferson, actually. 6 minutes is a lot of time, especially in basketball. as the last 2 minutes of basketball games, Josh, sometimes feels like a half an hour.
2 shots for Peters, no good. That was the 4th foul also on Sophia Coleman, the only senior for the Red Knights. She'll stay in there for now.
Now the question is, how long do you bench Roach for right now? And she is still on the bench.
I spoke too soon. They realized it was her 4th foul too, so Coleman out, Miller in. Down 5, Jefferson.
The Jefferson press so pressuring Olsen, getting frustrated.
And a deflection by Nelson, a turnover. Ahead of the play, Heeman, stolen again by Olivia Olsen. They just do not expect her leaping ability, Daniel.
You can't underestimate that, and you also can't have these turnovers in this part of the game, as it looks like Benilde is going to try to play that hold'em. As Jefferson's in a zone, it looks like a 3-2.
Watch for the trap on the wings here if you're Benilde. Benilde's finally starting to realize the clock is their friend here.
Yeah, if I'm Jefferson, you need turnovers. You can't play shallow as they're down behind the three-point line. You need to be up in their grill right now. Cut off those passing lanes as those passes are looking soft and sloppy as they have been the whole game for both teams. So if I'm Jefferson right now, you need to try to cut those passing lanes.
Olsen jacks up a 3, no. Big rebound up for grabs and grabbing it as Wells. And the first 3 of the game for the Red Knights, and it's Brooklyn Miller, the freshman, with her first bucket.
2 words, box out. Jefferson needs a box out. They need as many rebounds as they can, as Chappell was checking in. Huge for rebounds, but box out. I know he's supposed to be social distancing, but.
Yeah, those last 2 possessions, 5 points and 4 offensive rebounds for the Red Knights, and instead of a 4-point lead, it's 8 now for Benilde at 52-44. Jefferson takes a timeout. There's Paul Roach for the Jaguars. And every time Jefferson makes that little bit of a run here in this game, Daniel, Benilde's able to find a bucket or 2 to keep that separation.
Yeah, if I'm Benilde right now, though, I'm not feeling that comfortable, as Jefferson was getting on a run, and hopefully they can continue to get on that run, but I don't know if the press defense is the answer. With 5 minutes left, you're just tiring your athletes still, and with the masks, they actually play a huge factor, Josh, as for both teams, obviously, but when you're running press and that frenzied zone defense of Roaches, it really tires your team out.
Jefferson still with 2 more timeouts left. Benilde with 3, so plenty of timeouts as we head down the stretch. 4:53 left. Jefferson's had a couple of brief leads in this game. Opening minute they led when they scored the first basket. They led 24-21. Other than that, though, it's been Benilde leading this entire game.
You got to watch out for Roach here, as she was the inbounder, easily the main target of the play there.
Here's Chappell. Got it to Peters. Long jumper for Hannah Peters.
That's money for her. That's her second one from mid-range. As now they are playing that press defense. They're pressuring behind the line. Missed assignment, it looks like, right there, though.
They back it out to Miller. Thought about another 3.
You do not need the 3 if you're Benilde here. You can just drain the clock as much as you want. Jefferson needs to press up on those passing lanes, however.
Olsen, see how much she wants to press and force things. She'll back it out as we're down to 4 minutes to play.
20 seconds now drained off the clock in this possession alone. If I'm Jefferson, you need the ball.
Relaford off the window and a foul.
Huge.
Maybe not the highest percentage of shot you'd like to take in that situation, but it went down.
But for her tonight, it has been a high percentage shot, as she's leading the Red Knights in points, it looks like, and she's been a force inside the paint.
19 for Relaford, season high for her. Can't make it 20. Good rebound by Chappell.
Thankfully, the strike as they're face guarding Roach here. I think that's what Jefferson needs to do with Olsen, however, but at the strike, thankfully, Benilde has not been able to capitalize.
10 out of 24 tonight, free throws for the Red Knights. Only reason Jefferson still has hope in this game.
Relaford face guarding Roach right now. Good job.
Back cut. What a catch by Heeman and a finish. How did she do it?
The hot hand continues to be on a streak. Heeman, good game so far. Hopefully that sparks up their defense.
15 points for Carolyn Heeman. And a steal, no! Roach couldn't quite keep it alive.
Yeah, good defensive play here. We were right here. It was a close one. Would have thrown the red flag there as well, but
we would have had to slow it down frame by frame, I think, to get the best possible look. Olsen off a down screen to her left. Beautiful feed to right for the bucket.
That's huge for Benilde with 3 minutes left, putting this lead up to 8 points. You cannot let this get to double digits if you're Jefferson. As Roach being harassed.
And a travel. Paul Roach was lobbying for it, and he got the call. Boy, if Olivia Olsen can learn to do that more, Daniel, you talk about a player that's 6 foot with her handles. If she can develop that passing game in addition to her driving.
Yeah, really. If she gets that outside shot, I think it's going to be a future WNBA player we might be seeing.
She has got some crazy ability, Olsen, for a freshman.
Yeah, I know college coaches are probably drooling already at a possible 6 foot freshman.
They leave Chapel and can't make the jumper.
Huge possession right there, entering the 2 minute zone there. Jefferson needs a turnover here. You cannot foul one in white. That will be bad news for Jefferson.
Inside Olsen against the much shorter Roach. Good defense though that was Abby Jo Nelson with the D. Jefferson needs to be a little urgent. They get Chapel, hands it off. Heeman, partially blocked by Wells.
Good give and go play, good concept. Under 2 minutes now. You need a turnover for Jefferson, down three, excuse me.
Roach knocks it away, but Relaford caught it, and then a foul will give the Red Knights a 1-and-1. And if you're Jefferson, that might be the strategy here. The way Benilde shot free throws, 10 out of 24, just get them to the free throw line as many times as possible here.
Yeah, anyone but Olsen, it feels like this game is. They shot, 14 free throws, you said, in the first half, and only making 4, and those 4 were all from Olsen. So if I'm Jefferson, that's who I'm not fouling.
And, of course, the 1-and-1 for Coleman is good.
Man, I might just need to shut up tonight, Josh. I'm just jinxing us.
Well, she hasn't shot a free throw yet, so she hasn't been part of the problem. So maybe we know the second player for Jefferson not to foul as Coleman makes them both.
Benilde still setting pressure now. If I'm Jefferson, you do not need a 3. You need points.
First double-digit lead for the Red Knights in this game.
A missed carry call, it looks like. They have not called a single carry call this whole game.
Under 90 seconds now for the game for Jefferson.
Jefferson has drained lots of time. They need to be in attack mode. They need points quickly.
They're trying to get it to Roach, but she's been guarded well by Relaford. Knocked away by Coleman.
I said about 20 seconds ago, you don't need a 3. Well, the time has changed. It might be 3-point area now with 1 minute left in this game.
Trying to get it to Roach. They do for a 3-pointer, but it's short. And Chapel can't keep it alive. So
now you're in foul mode now as Roach taking that timeout, telling his team it is foul time. You need to foul everyone but 1 and 2 in white.
Yeah, this one, Benilde's to lose right now as the Red Knights have their largest lead of the game. Jefferson got it to within 4. That's as close as they've been here in the second half. As Benilde looking to move to 2-2 on the season. Jefferson looking for their first win. Jaguars have done some good things in this game. We've had some nice contributions by Carolyn Heeman. Emily Roach has had a nice game, but the turnovers have been the story, and the Red Knights really on the inside. You look at the second half. Relaford now 8 in the second half, 19 total, and then the other player, Mackenzie Wells, really emerged in this half. All 8 of her points in the second half, and really all coming from the inside.
Yeah, it's been a good game for Jefferson overall. If they cut down the sloppy fouls, the sloppy turnovers, we may be seeing a more intense game. But like I said when we were commentating football, Josh, there's no losing. In my opinion, it's just winning and learning. They look at this game. It's not even over yet, but learn from the mistakes and carry on.
Jefferson's going to need a couple turnovers here in the final minute at least. 1:05 remaining. They triple team Olsen, and again, not the player you want to send to the free throw line. It's a 1-and-1.
If I'm Jefferson, I'm not even letting her get the ball.
They were trying to make her pass it. She just wouldn't give up the ball, and then finally Jefferson committed a foul.
Yeah, Coach Roach on the Jefferson side pleading for a travel call as maybe she moved that pivot foot.
12 points for Olivia Olsen. Going to be a player, I wouldn't be surprised. We've only seen one box score for Benilde, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's a player that ends up somewhere near 20 points per game average for the year when it's all said and done for the freshman. She makes them both for a lead of a dozen for Benilde.
12-point game. What is that, 4 threes? We can do it, come on. It's not out of pocket yet.
There's 50 seconds left though. Olsen blocks the step back from Clay. Peters scoops it up, no. And Wright the rebound.
Jefferson not fouling. I think they might be in realization right now as Olsen dribbling around a double team effortlessly.
And drops it off to the wing. Under half a minute.
The cards have been placed. It's hold'em time, Josh, to close out this 15 seconds.
There's the back door. Not a bad shot if you're Benilde, especially with the lead. If it doesn't, Wright the steal. She'll go up and kiss it off the glass for the icing on the cake.
Yeah, almost unnecessary, but good defensive showing as add a little to the box score right there for Heeman to add on to a good night for her.
They do count that. I don't think it was in time, but the official says, why not? give Jefferson. I think that was Heeman too, by the way, on that three. Finishes her night with 18 points for Carolyn Heeman, but not enough. Benilde, Daniel, we talked about the turnovers for Jefferson, but give the Red Knights credit. They showed the poise late in this game to withstand that Jaguar charge.
Yeah, they proved they can close the game out. Jefferson was creeping a 4-point game at one point with like 6 minutes remaining.
Yeah.
But they proved that they got some full houses. They can play hold'em at any time they want.
The future is bright for both these teams. Jefferson only 2 seniors, Benilde 1 senior only. So a lot of youth on this team learning on the fly. But Benilde, tonight is their night. These teams will play again. That'll be on Tuesday, February 16th at Benilde. Jefferson will get another crack at the Red Knights. Upcoming for Jefferson, a couple of home games next Tuesday and Thursday. South St. Paul and then Kennedy on the 28th, the Battle of Bloomington. We'll be looking forward to that one for sure. But tonight, Benilde wins it by 11 thanks to the 19 points of Shirana Relaford and Olivia Olsen chipping in with 14. For the Jaguars, what a night for Carolyn Heeman. She finishes with 18 points, 14 for Emily Roach, but not enough as the Red Knights win at 62-51. For our entire crew, for Daniel Trumbull, this is Josh Powers saying good night from Jefferson High School.